Too much, however, George, he was a large. And in Young Sheldon, Season 6, Episode 12, How Big Almost Tim by George makes fun of Meemaw, which unintentionally exacerbates the tragedy of her departure from the Big Bang Theory. Sheldon's father is back to being the football coach at Medford High School, where he used to be. He is now as happy as ever. Given his much better marriage, George has obviously been much more at ease. In point of fact, he has resumed making jokes, some of which are aimed at his wife's mother. Because he doesn't know what the future holds, his most recent humorous comment about Meemaw at a baby shower and testosterone-rich banter make his impending demise even more tragic. Sheldon's greatest Big Bang Theory regret was when Missy asked George about a possible affair. George's life was disrupted by this when he was young Sheldon. The Cooper patriarch, on the other hand, tries to keep his quiet most of the time, knowing that Brenda would never find out about his secret meetings with her. As evidenced by his quip about Meemaw in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 12, George is also dealing with a far more serious and unexpected tragedy than the possibility of his alleged affair becoming public knowledge. George concludes that Mary is her mother and says that she won't live forever when she complains at home during a baby shower filled with testosterone-rich conversation. The comment is in line with how she feels about her son-in-law and appears to be a light-hearted jab at Meemaw. However, George isn't getting the joke in this instance because he doesn't yet know that Connie will live longer than him. Given the timeline of the prequel, the story of how young Sheldon George died is close. Meemaw will survive for a few more years and even make an appearance on the Big Bang Theory, despite the fact that she is much older than him. This was impossible for George. Unlike the rest of the Cooper family, he was unable to visit Sheldon in Pasadena because George had already left the state by the time the awkward genius arrived. In fact, the relationship between George and his brilliant son was at its lowest point when Sheldon discovered his father cheating. Even though Meemaw only showed up once in the Big Bang Theory, she was there to witness Sheldon's marriage and the accomplishment of his long-held goal of winning the physics Nobel Prize. In the conclusion of the Big Bang Theory, it has been referred to as a plot hole that the Coopers did not show up when Sheldon won the Nobel Prize. Even though Young Sheldon Season 6 attempted to justify it by demonstrating how uninterested the Coopers were in the boy genius's academic pursuits, their absence from the ceremony is still absurd. The conclusion of the Big Bang Theory, on the other hand, was intended to exclude Sheldon's biological family. Given that they came up with the sitcom about geeks, the Pasadena group was the focus of the Big Bang Theory's final episode. As a result, it could be argued that including the Coopers would have been too distracting. During the episode, Mary, Missy, George, and Merle were barely mentioned, while at least the Coopers were able to witness the day that Sheldon fulfilled his dream. George won't be around to see young Sheldon die.